Hey guys, GNT here. Today I'm talking about Gundam Build Divers Episode 2. I was going to do a video on 0 and 1, but it had been so long and like Episode 2 was coming out the next day, so I was like, yeah, I'll just wait. So here we are. I'm going to talk about 2 real quick because here's the thing. I like to talk about Gundam and do Gundam stuff because Gundam doesn't get enough love on the tubes of you. So anywho, with Gundam Build Divers, I guess I can go over 0 and 1 real quick. And 0 is basically just a match to show you how things worked in this world, because you know previously we had Gundam Build Fighters and then Gundam Build Fighters Try, which personally I like the concept of those better because it seemed like you were getting your Gunpla more involved in those. Like when you had a bad battle, your Gunpla was actually kind of jacked up. It reminded me of an anime called Angelic Layer, I believe it was, where they like threw the figures into the arena and then they fought, you know, that type of thing. But with the Build Divers thing, it's virtual reality, so it's not as fun, but meh, it'll do. But with the with episode 0, it was basically just a match showing you how the battles are fought and the different conditions and stuff. And then with episode 1, it felt like, I don't know, here's the thing. With episode 1 of this series, it felt like a full-on advertisement for Gunpla. Like, that's what it was. That's what this show is supposed to be, I'm assuming. You know, because with the Build Fighters, it didn't feel like an advertisement for Gunpla, although it was an advertisement for Gunpla. But, with episode 1 of this show, it just felt like it. It felt like they were trying to shove Gunpla into your face and get you to go buy some immediately. It wasn't like how with the old stuff they just showed you the Gunpla and was talking about how, you know, the better ones do better in fights. You know, it didn't feel like a freaking 22-minute advertisement. It just felt like a show. But with this, for the first episode, felt like a complete advertisement the whole time I was watching it. Got little to no enjoyment out of it. It's unfortunate. But with episode 2, the first half felt like a tutorial for a game that doesn't exist. Because that's basically what it is. They're talking about this, the whole GBN thing. And it's not real, so hearing all the explanations is not too big of a deal, you know. It'd be different if after we watch the show we could go and dive in ourselves and figure this crap out. But it's not that big a deal. It just took away from the episode a little bit for me. But the second half of the episode, which, you know, was fairly decent. It wasn't anything amazing or whatnot, but it was fairly decent for what I expected from this show, because I expected not much after the first episode. But the second half of this one, where they introduced that new dude, he was like some kind of ogre. I can't think of what kind of ogre it was. Frick, Hellfire, Bloody. I don't know. I'm just throwing out stuff that sounds cool. But his title was like something ogre, and he fought our main character, which is Riku. Trying to think. Riku pilots a slightly customized 00. Very slightly, because the reason why I'm saying slightly, because I don't really, I'm not really noticing the customization on it, but apparently it's there, so it's slightly customized. So, it's a fairly, if you like the 00, you'll like his machine. It's that simple. There's nothing spectacular about it, which with this show, seeing as this a whole Gunpla thing, eventually he's going to have to upgrade it. It'll be better. It'll look cooler and stuff. So I'm waiting on that version of it, because this right now is just kind of bland. But the whole point of this episode was talking about basically additional features like the Trans Am. Like how since he has the basically a base for 00, he has the Trans Am, and he didn't know if he could use it or not, because they said you have to have like a well-built model for the Trans Am to work. So He went online to try it. Also, it was him and his buddy and the chick from the first episode, Sarah, which we find out her name is Sarah. I can't remember his buddy's name. It's like we've got our protagonist Wiku, and we got the dango kid with them glasses, man. And then we've got Sarah, which flip, old pink hair chick. I don't remember her name either. She'll probably join them later, I'm assuming, because she's like in the picture for the advertisement of the show and whatnot. So I'm assuming she'll show up later. And for right now, you've got the adventures of Riku, Sarah, and the dango kid with them dango glasses, man. But they had a freaking rather plain adventure in this episode for the most part, and then you got to the second half where it got interesting, and then Riku ended up fighting alongside the ogre dude because the guys who were fighting him, you know, they mistook him for an ally. So they were like, "You're his ally. We're attacking." Not listening to reason, not asking any questions, which is probably why they lost. Why they suck, because they don't care to actually assess the situation. But they fought old dude Riku, and they lost. And after they lost, because Riku did this weird maneuver that apparently was advanced, it just looked like he kind of moved to the side. To me, it just it looked like anything special, but apparently it was more advanced than I thought it was, because the ogre dude was like, "Ha ha, you're not a beginner." So he wanted to fight him after that, and fight they did, and the dude had a Trans Am on his as well, and he activated it, and Riku activated his, burning out his machine, his gunpla and whatnot. And here's the thing where I really missed the old show. Like, if you burnt out, let's say you did something like that with when you're gunpla the build fighters, you would have had to go and repair your gunpla. But it's an in-game thing. It's a virtual thing now, so you just dock it and it repairs in the virtual thing. So it's just not as cool, honestly. But it's whatever. It's not that big a deal. I can get over that. But yeah, he burns it out. And the thing is, earlier in the episode, he tried the Trans Am and it kind of looked like it was going to burn out. And he promised old Sarah he wouldn't do it again because she's really weird. I don't think she's human. I think she's like a program. That's just an assumption I'm making. Don't take my word for it, because I don't know. I'm just on episode 2. But she doesn't seem human because of the way she connects with the machines and stuff. She's like, "Oh, the machine is hurting," and all this. And she saw that his machine was quote unquote suffering. It's a machine, but anywho, she saw it was quote unquote suffering and told him, not to do the Trans Am thing again. He was like, "I won't." 5 minutes later, he's using the Trans Am and burns out his machine. So yeah, the whole thing is, I think they were trying to show basically that although our main character is talented at this, he's definitely not top tier, and he's not just gonna be able to breeze through everybody here, which I really enjoy, because I hate it when the main character can just beat anybody. I don't want him to lose all the time, but I don't want him to win against everybody. Like, you got a dude who's established here and the new dude just beats him. That's stupid. I understood him beating the fat kid on the first episode. That made sense. Fat kid was a dick, and he was set up to be a loser and get defeated in the first episode. But with this other guy, it's like, oh goodness, I really don't want him to beat this dude, because this dude looks like he's supposed to be powerful and he's supposed to actually be somebody. Like the 3 dudes they were fighting, because of the way that they were defeated, you don't have to look at the main character and be like, "Oh, I can't believe that this new kid was able to beat those 3 guys," because he didn't. One dude, he just dodged the laser and it hit the dude, so there was nothing there. And then for the dude that he actually helped destroy, he helped destroy it. They attacked it as a unit. Him and the other guy, they hit it at the same time. So there wasn't a moment to where it was like, oh, he's so great, he beat these other dudes who are experienced and he's brand new. There wasn't a moment like that. So it worked out with this episode, and I really like that. But overall, you know, besides the whole couple of cool moments, this was just an average episode. Got a little bit of I wouldn't say character building, but we did get introduced to some new characters, and we're learning about the world and how it works, which is better than just seeing them talk about Gunpla constantly. So this episode was decent. It works out for me. And as far as a rating would go, I'd go middle of the road, 3 out of 5. Like, it's not amazing, but it's not bad. So anywho, I'm gonna end this here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will talk to you probably, well, I'll have other videos, but as far as this Gundam Build Divers thing, I'll be talking to you about it next week when we see the next episode. Anywho, peace out and have a great day.